What's going on, YouTube fam? This your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For the day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, definitely share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. Let's get right into the story. Growing up, we all have friends and associates that we gravitate to or we rotate with. Depending on where you come from, things can be as simple as hooping with each other every day and being kids. As you get older into them teen and young adult years, a lot of things can change. Friends move away. Some might drift off to doing other things like being in the streets. Some might not even make it. That's just the reality of most cities around the world. Some individuals love and respect their neighborhood, where they grew up at, and their friends they came up with. But sometimes people grow apart, whether interests change or life sends people in different directions, putting a person in the mindset of I know where I'm from, but now I'm focused on where I'm going. But you also have individuals that stay active in their neighborhood, the street politics, and everything past tense that happened and present. No matter what age, they are still connected. We all know it's a lot of politics in most neighborhoods. You have rumors of who robbed who backdoored they peoples, yo smashing his homie baby mother, all the way down to hits. Most of the time, it's just street talk and the hood being the hood. But some neighborhood disputes start and cause friends to switch up, blocks to turn on blocks they were once cool with, and when blood sheds, what once might have been is all over. But some try to fix problems and mediate to keep the peace. But if the other party is not with it, that could turn into a tricky situation. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Chicago, Illinois, to discuss a case of a man who reached out to his childhood friend to resolve a neighborhood dispute just for the outcome to turn fatal. Back in 2022, 29-year-old Chris Head was navigating life in Chicago, which to make it to that age is a blessing, in a city where a lot of people don't make it to 18. Chris loved his peoples in the area of the city he came from, and now a little bit older, he wanted to double back and settle an old beef he had with a childhood friend, 40-year-old Derek Skipper. Chris felt the issue could be resolved, and since they knew a lot of the same people, he decided to reach out to another man on November 14th, 2022. The man we will call Corey for the sake of the story. Corey also grew up with the two and now was the landlord at Chris' sister's house. When contacted, he agreed to give Derek a call and all three could meet up at the property. All three men met at the home around about 5 p.m. in the 4300 block of West 16th Street in the North Lawndale area of the city. They stayed outside on the back porch in an effort to chop it up like men about their past neighborhood issues. As Corey mediated things, everything started out cool, but as the conversation continued, it quickly went left and turned into an argument. Derek got irritated and wasn't trying to hear what Corey or Chris was talking about. After that, he upped the gun and allegedly started letting off shots, hitting Chris in the arm. Chris ran to his sister's apartment and fell on the floor as Derek ran right behind him, stood over him, gun in hand. Corey attempted to stop the situation, but whatever the dispute was about, Derek was on go mode until Chris's sister stepped in and begged the man to please not shoot her brother again and stated her little boy was in the house. After that, Derek fled the scene. Chris was taken to Mount Sinai Hospital by family, but unfortunately, he wouldn't survive his injuries. When police arrived to the location to talk to Corey and Chris's sister, they explained earlier that day Chris reached out to Corey to set up a meeting with Derek about an old neighborhood dispute, but they never mentioned exactly what the beef was about. Only that Chris felt best if Corey could be a mediator, but the situation got out of control. Derek already been on parole for a drug conviction, police were already familiar with the man and showed Corey and the young lady a photo lineup with his picture in there, in which they both pointed to Derek as the shooter. As Derek's cell phone number was given to detectives, they requested a search of his phone records that showed he was in the location at the time Chris was shot. With that, a warrant was put out for the man. A few months later, Derek was located and taken into custody in the 900 block of South Independence Boulevard, charged with first-degree hit and other charges as well. At his first court appearance, his lawyer argued that the man was married, was the main breadwinner for his wife and kids, and that Derek didn't shoot Chris, and Corey and Chris's sister was trying to use him as a scapegoat. But with their statements and phone records, the charges stuck. As of now, the case hasn't made its way to trial yet, and Derek is innocent until proven otherwise. Rest in peace to Chris. I send my prayers and condolences to his family and kids. I understand having issues with friends and people you come up with and wanting to make things right, but you also got to make sure they are willing to let go, which in some cases, everybody doesn't grow out of things. Some people hold on to grudges. At 40 years old, you would think a man with a wife and kids wouldn't be worried about no old neighborhood dispute, more about raising his family. But some people hold on to their past. I don't know their situation. It probably was deep, and Derek could have been waiting for an opportunity to catch Chris. But that's why sometimes it's best to leave things like they are, in the past. Some relationships are not worth revisiting, as you might want to make things right, but others might have another agenda. Now Chris is gone, and Derek might not touch the streets again, because at 40 years old, anything over 20 years is a life sentence. All because of a key word, old neighborhood dispute, meaning what was done was already done. So remember, we gotta succeed not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Yeah, man, rest in peace, Chris. Crazy story. Like I said, I don't know what they beef was about. Sometimes in certain situations, things be deep. You know, bloodshed, and some things can't be talked about. But you got some people that try to make things right. They want to sit down. They want to chop it up as men. But if somebody ain't on the same type of time with you, it'll never work. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about this one in the comments. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This another episode of Hood Tales. This your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. Out.